Was good, y'all. Rich Salsa back in the building with another banger. And as y'all can see, man, by the looks of the title and the screen, I am bringing y'all the new best rare meta. Pure sharpshooter that is going to be getting contact dunks, also going to be able to dribble, as well as you can see we get that glass cleaning takeover, so we definitely will be able to snag. And on top of all that, this build is going to be able to get over 100 badges when it comes down to the setup that we're going to be able to use. Now, before we get any further into the video, man, I just gotta say thank God for giving me this opportunity to be able to share this with y'all, but also have you in my life as well as me in yours. That means so much to me. Shout out to the Rich Gang family. We just hit big 3K, 3,000 supporters in the building, man. I remember when we started out with nothing, and now we got a little bit of something, and now we're gonna continue to double up. But before we get into the making, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody looking to join RGF, the Rich Gang family, go ahead and turn on post notifications, but do not forget to hit that like button, y'all. Go ahead and run it up. Let's get 50 likes on this banger. Now, let's go ahead and get into the making of this build. So, first, we're going to go ahead and put this build under the small forward position. Now, I'm telling y'all, small forwards are easily the best position to make any type of build out of when it comes down to builds that are going to be around 6'9" and under. Anything other than that, you can go ahead and change up the position, but right here, the small forward is going to be the wave. Now, the height, go ahead and put this build to 6'8". Weight, 185, and then when it comes to the wingspan, we're not going to drop it. We're actually going to raise it one tick to 7'1". Now, to take up the most space for this build, y'all most definitely want to go ahead and pick build. That is going to help you out on the defensive end. I most definitely can say that when it comes down to the body shapes, a lot of people say it does not matter, but if you want to take up more space, go ahead and pick the one that looks the biggest. So, when it comes down to these stats, let's go ahead and start it out. These are very specific. So the close shot, going to be a 79. When it comes down to the driving layup, this is really going to be optional. But again, you can change any of these stats up based on your own preference. For me, I'm going to go with a driving layup of 82. Then, as for that driving dunk, go ahead and put this up exactly to where you're going to be able to get the pro contact dunks. I'm going to put it at 85, a little bit over, but that's still going to be okay. And when it comes to the standing dunk, go ahead and put this to an 81. And you're going to be able to get 26 finishing badges, y'all. For a pure sharpshooter that is getting contact dunks, I have to say this is a really nice and solid build. When it comes down to the mid-range, you can max it out if you want to, but I'm going to go ahead and put it to an 87, so that way we're going to be able to get some extra badges in other areas. 3-point shot, max it out, of course, and when it comes to the free throw, go ahead and put this exactly to a 63, and that's going to allow us to be able to take this build in any game mode. 28 badges sounds really good. Now let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. Pass accuracy going to be a 74. Ball handle, 81. And then when it comes to the speed with ball, go ahead and put this to a 73 for 22 badges, y'all. Now let's go ahead and get into the defensive side of things. So, this part, I'm telling y'all, going to be very surprising for the build name that we're going to be getting. So with that interior defense, put this to a 64, really solid in the paint. Do not go anything higher than a 73 for the perimeter defense or the build name will change. Then, when it comes down to the steal, put this to an 82. The block, this is optional as well, but I'm going to go ahead and put this to an 83. And now when it comes down to the rebounding, what you want to go ahead and do, put that offensive rebound to a 74 and the defensive rebound all the way up to an 83. And we're going to be able to get 26 defensive badges, y'all. So already off rip, we're going to be able to get 100 badges plus. Then consider the +4 from college and you get even more on top of all that. So this right here is confirmed the easiest, best, pure sharp build in the game. Now, when it comes to the physicals, I'm not going to leave y'all hanging. Max out your speed. Acceleration at 78, vertical has to be a 70 for those contacts, and then a stamina of 80 is going to put it all together, y'all. I'm telling you, when it comes down to this, everything about this build says it's going to be a really nice one, especially when you look at these badge counts. Then, on top of all that, we still have not even gotten into the takeovers. Remember, we're still going to be able to get glass cleaning takeover. Now, that is really going to help out on the defensive end, I have to say. But if you feel like changing anything up about this build, I don't see what you would want to change up. But in my preference, I would have to say that this is easily the most versatile sharpshooter that you're going to be seeing all year. Really, it can be considered a catfish build because of the defensive end and then the contact dunks that you get with it. But as you can see, we get the slashing takeover, also getting the shot creating, sharpshooting of course, and then last but not least, we get the glass cleaning. So for the very first one, for my preference, I would have to say I would really consider picking either one of these shot creating takeovers or the sharpshooting. You can go with the finishing if you want to, the slashing, but in my preference, I'm just going to go ahead and put on the limitless range one. Really going to make it open up the floor and spread it out as well. But then when it comes to the second one, I would either go with ankle breaking shots or I would go with See the Future takeover, y'all. Both of these are going to be really helpful, but just to help out more so on the 1v1 court, I'm going to go with See the Future takeover. And as y'all can see, man, like I said, we have created the first ever pure sharpshooter with contact dunks, over 100 badges, and look at the comparison of Michael Porter Jr. I know y'all seen the thumbnail, man, so go ahead and drop a like right now just to match it up. But now, let's go ahead and consider a couple different things when it comes down to this build. So remember, you have the potential of getting a +4 for your offensive and defensive stats if you're running with teammates that have floor general and defensive leader. So let's just go ahead and consider that we do have that. Then also we're buying boost, which is another +4, so +8 in total. We're not going to add in the takeovers right now, but look, when it comes down to the defensive side, let's just say you do consider the glass cleaning takeover, that's a +8 off rip. Then with that takeover, that's a +10. You will have a 99 defensive rebound on this build. Then you're going to have a 99 steal, 99 block as well, and the perimeter defense has the potential to easily go into the high 80s. Now, when it comes down to the shooting side of things, consider boost. Both the mid-range shot and the three-pointer will be in the 90s off rip. Then, when you get that sharpshooting takeover, you will easily have a 99 mid-range shot as well as a three-point shot, which is why I did not max out the build when it comes down to the wingspan, or I didn't lower it as well, because I wanted to be able to get it perfect when it comes down to the end of the floor. But again, with that slashing takeover, that is definitely going to say something special about this build as well. You have the potential to get a 99 driving dunk when it's all said and done. Just remember, it's really based off of who you run with as well as which badge you pick for the takeover. Now, when it comes down to the setup for the finishing, I'm going to go with Fearless Finisher on silver, Gold Limitless Takeoff, and then silver Posterizer. Now, also, Bronze Lob City Finisher as well as Gold Slithery Finisher. Both of these are going to be some really good badges to run with. I'm also going to throw in Unstrippable on gold as well as Fast Twitch. And then for the very last one, it comes down to your preference and what you want to do. But for me, I would have to say I like Acrobat just to add a little bit more of the animations to this build. Again, you can change it up based off of how you want to run with it. But for my preference, I have to say this is easily the best way to go about it. Now, when it comes down to the shooting, we got some good wealth in this category, so I'm going to go with Gold Hot Zone Hunter. Another one that I really like is Hall of Fame Sniper. From there, I'm going with Bronze Catch and Shoot, Silver Deadeye, Bronze Green Machine, as well as Bronze Volume Shooter. Now, I'm going to go with Stop and Pop on silver as well. For these next couple of ones I'm going to run with, going to be Corner Specialist on silver, or you could even go with gold if you want to. But I definitely want to say that Blinders on silver is a must on this build, so I'm going to leave it like that. Now, let's go ahead and get into the playmaking, y'all. So we got another 22 badges that we're going to be able to work with right here. You really want to be sure that you are putting on badges that are first going to help out this build when it comes down to the dribbling aspects. So I'm going to go with Silver Handles for Days, Silver Unpluckable as well. Then from here, I'm also going to go ahead and put on Triple Threat Juke, a very overpowered badge. Now, you cannot forget about Bailout as well as Bullet Passer, at least on bronze. From there, I'm going with Quick First Step on silver as well as Hyperdrive. For the very last four, you can spread the wealth if you want to go that route. But for my preference, if you want to take out Bailout just to run more on the 1v1 court because it's not going to matter, go ahead and take it off and put on Tight Handles on gold or Space Creator, y'all. But now, let's go ahead and get into the final category of badges, which is going to be the defense. So, I'm going to be running with Hall of Fame Hustler, Gold Chase Down Artist, Bronze Clamps, Bronze Interceptor, and then from here, I'm also going to go ahead and throw on Rim Protector on silver. Now, Rebound Chaser is going to be another really good badge to put on silver. I'm also going to throw on Intimidator on gold. And for the last four badges, this comes down to what y'all want to do. But again, just remember, these are based off of my preference. So if you want to change anything up about this build, go ahead and do so, especially when it comes down to the badge count. For me, I'm going to go with Tireless Defender on bronze. Another one that I would consider Box on silver. And then for the very last one, really comes down to where you want to put this badge into. I would go with, or even consider, ankle braces and the worm, y'all. But also, if you wanted to take down some tiers of badges just to get some extra wealth in other areas, you definitely can do that as well. But this is a setup I'd go with: 26 finishing, then we get 28 shooting, 22 playmaking, and then 26 defensive, y'all. Again, I just gotta say thank God for giving me this opportunity. Thank y'all for having me in your life. Thank y'all for finishing it to the end. I just want you to know that I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And back to the daily uploads during this week, and the double uploads will be back on the weekend, so do not worry, man. But with all that being said, I just want you to know that I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody looking to join RGF the Rich Gang family, go ahead and turn on post notifications, but do not forget to hit that like button, y'all. Go ahead and let's get 50 likes on this banger. Be sure to share it with your family and friends. And man, last but not least, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Thank God and Rich out.